Destiny 2 developer Bungie really stepped in it when they embraced woke ideology in in the terms of Latin AEOX in a recent Latin at Bungie announcement that they pushed on their website and over social media. Let's dig into this here. Spencer wrote this. He said, in a questionable attempt to honor their own Latin American employee base, Destiny 2 developer Bungie has opened Hispanic Heritage Month by not only unveiling Latin at Bungie, an internal group initiative meant to help bolster the relevant representation in both their company and games, but actively attempting to ignore any and all criticisms directed towards their announcement's use of the term Latin AEOX. I mean, that's just a mouthful. The latest of the Developers Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Association, ideas, what an awful name, groups, Latin at Bungie is the latest of Bungie's many employee resource groups, the collective of which are meant to help Bungie employees connect with people of similar cultural backgrounds and their supportive allies. These groups serve as a resource for advice, a forum to share thoughts and perspectives, and a way to amplify and celebrate cultures, not only in person, but also in our games, explains the developer on their official blog post announcing the group's existence. Latin at Bungie first began in 2022 as a way to celebrate our identity, acknowledge our different experiences, help educate the Bungie community about Latin and Hispanic culture, and support our local communities. Ultimately, we aim to improve Latin cultural representation in our games and bolster the representation of employees with a Latin or Hispanic background in our company. In turn, we hope that will result in better connections between our games and our gamers. As a group, we embrace that our culture is rich and diverse. We celebrate that the ties that bind us are wide-reaching and well beyond any monolithic assumptions that society might have about people who are Latin and Hispanic. Being Latin AEOX, just utterly absurd, is more than just a location on a map, just as being Hispanic is more than the language we might speak. It is important for us to dive deeper into not only what unifies us, but how we can grow as a culture to be more inclusive and equitable, such as championing racial justice, women's rights, and LGBTQIA+ causes. In bringing their announcement to a close, Bungie ultimately started. And of course, no community is complete without celebrating meaningful cultural touchstones, holidays, favorite recipes, and the rich variety of our talented music scene. We look forward to sharing our initiatives with you in the months and years to come. We hope that through our Latin at Bungie efforts, we can have a positive impact on our global community, our company, and our games. But given the growing disdain among Latin Americans for any such performatively progressive terms as Latinx or Latin E, which many see as an attempt to erase their heritage by erasing the gendered syntax rules of various Spanish languages. Rather than applause, Bungie's appeal to its Latin AEOX community was instead mainly met with criticism and mockery from the public at large. And indeed they did. However, rather than acknowledging fans' issue with their attempt at inclusion or allowing the negative backlash to run its course, Bungie, in a move that rarely ever works out for anyone, responded to this negative reception on Twitter by attempting to hide any such replies to their announcement tweet. I mean, literally, there's like hundreds of replies that they hid, and you can just see them all. And it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go click that hidden replies. They literally have a person on social media that they're paying just to hide responses to their stuff, and that means they really know that they're in the wrong and that what they're doing is indeed wrong when you're trying to hide people criticizing what you're doing. One person says, yeah, it's Latino or Latina, exactly. Another person, Spicy Halo's Schizo Meltdown, said there's only Latino or Latina, no Latino person asked for Latinx. Y'all should be ashamed for posting this. Call me a slur instead of this. Which white non-Hispanic employee wrote this? Questioned Based Dende. We have this one here where they actually got community noted. So the community notes just wrecked them. So they tried to hide all of these responses. And then the community notes like, no, we're here for you. The term Latino and Hispanic should not be used interchangeably since their meanings describe qualities of two different populations that sometimes overlap and sometimes don't. Latinx is a term that most of the Latino population don't identify. Exactly. But there's like numerous of them. There's hundreds of these tweets that they try to hide. You can obviously see these are some of the most popular, 270,000 views, 94,000 and 194,000. But they were trying to hide hundreds of these tweets, and they got community noted instead, as they should have. Egg is on their face. This is absolutely just anti-truth. And they're trying to lie to you, and they're trying to get you to buy into this false language that just simply is not true. Because it's also buying into this idea that you can be non-binary, or that you can, you can't. Like, it doesn't exist, or that there's some kind of other gender modification, and it's just pushing that kind of gender ideology, which is anathema to the truth. But let me know what you think of Bungie getting egg on their face, getting community noted, and readers just absolutely slaughtering them. That so much so that they were paying an employee to hide hundreds of responses.
Subscribe for more.